I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
Hello, I'm James Brown, and on behalf of the Eastern Church of Christ located in Toronto, Canada, I'd like to welcome you to Tuesday's edition of Walking Through the Bible, a podcast where we seek to study the Bible and the Bible alone. Please stick around afterwards for information on how you can contact us. But for now, if you have a Bible with you, please turn to the book of Genesis, and we'll turn you over to Jeremy Dieselkamp for our study of the day.
Thank you, James, and welcome to all of our viewers. This is the 103rd lesson in our study of Genesis. Yesterday we covered Genesis chapter 29, verses 31 to 35, discussing how Leah bore Jacob 4 sons. If you missed that episode and would like to watch it, you can find it and all of our other podcasts on our website at www.eastendchurch.org. You can also find them on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/eastendchurchofchrist under the Walking Through the Bible Genesis playlist. Today we're going to begin with Genesis 30 verse 1 and read through verse 13. The text that you'll see on the screen is from the English Standard Version, but you're welcome to follow along with any version that you have. So let's now read Genesis 30, beginning at verse 1. When Rachel saw that she bore Jacob no children, she envied her sister. She said to Jacob, "Give me children, or I shall die." Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, "Am I in the place of God, who has withheld from you the fruit of the womb?" Then she said, "Here is my servant Bilhah. Go into her, so that she may give birth on my behalf, that even I may have children through her." So she gave him her servant Bilhah as a wife, and Jacob went in to her. And Bilhah conceived and bore Jacob a son. Then Rachel said, "God has judged me, and has also heard my voice and given me a son." Therefore she called his name Dan. Rachel's servant Bilhah conceived again and bore Jacob a second son. Then Rachel said, "With mighty wrestlings I have wrestled with my sister and have prevailed." So she called his name Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had ceased bearing children, she took her servant Zilpah and gave her to Jacob as a wife. Then Leah's servant Zilpah bore Jacob a son, and Leah said, "Good fortune has come." So she called his name Gad. Leah's servant Zilpah bore Jacob a second son. And Leah said, "Happy am I, for women have called me happy." So she called his name Asher. At the end of chapter 29, we find that Leah bore Jacob 4 sons. That Leah was able to bear children, while Rachel, Jacob's favorite wife, was not, was God's doing because of how Jacob treated Leah. He opened the womb of Leah while he closed the womb of Rachel. In fact, we will later read of the elevation of 2 of the sons of Leah, the sons of Levi to be the priests of Israel, and the sons of Judah to be through whom the Messiah would come. Although we can't know for sure, God's choice in selecting these 2 sons could have something to do with his displeasure of how Jacob treated Leah, and his displeasure of multiple wives in general in lifting Leah up to the honor she should have received. One of the consequences of favoritism, though, is that it breeds rivalry. Rachel saw that Leah was able to bear Jacob children, while she was not, which led her to complain to Jacob. Note that Rachel didn't pray to God, like Isaac and Rebekah had in chapter 25. She complained to Jacob. Jacob chastised her, stating that he was not God, and it was God who obviously did not desire for her to bear children, so who is he to argue with God? I find it interesting that Jacob didn't pray to God here either, like Isaac had for Rebekah. While it is true that God had closed the womb of Rachel, it is also true that Jacob could have prayed that God changed his mind, for the fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much. Jacob and Rachel didn't hear, and so it would be much later that Rachel would bear children. Due to the fact that Rachel couldn't have children, she did what Jacob's grandmother had done, and gave her maidservant Bilhah to be Jacob's wife, what we would call a concubine, so that Bilhah might have children on Rachel's behalf. Bilhah does conceive and gives birth to Dan. Dan means judged or justice, and he is named thus because Rachel now feels justified in giving her maid to Jacob in order for her to have children. Bilhah conceived again and gives birth to Naphtali. Naphtali means wrestlings, and he is named this because Rachel feels she has wrestled Jacob's heart away from Leah and back to her. So now that Jacob had 2 sons by Rachel's handmaid, here again we see the rivalry between the wives rear its ugly head. Leah had stopped bearing children, so she gave Jacob her maidservant Zilpah to be his wife or concubine. Zilpah bore Jacob 2 sons. The name of the first was Gad, meaning good fortune, while the name of the second son was Asher, meaning happy. With this being complete at this point of his life, which was during the second of the 7 years of service to Laban, Jacob had 2 wives, 2 concubines, and 8 sons. While we might think this is plenty of children by today's standards, Jacob is not done. Something we'll find out in the next episode. With that, our time is up for today. Please join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we will continue our study of Genesis, beginning with Genesis 30:14.
Thank you, Jeremy. And to our viewers, we also thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Should you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment below or email us at answerintheword@gmail.com. We'll try to respond to you as quickly as we can. We hope you'll join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we'll be continuing our study of the book of Genesis. Goodbye for now and have a great day.
I'm not ashamed to own my Lord.